Hello, hello. I don't know if the audio is working. I'm having my usual fun times with the OBS. I wonder if I should start over. No, okay. I was listening. I hear it's coming on now. Oh, this will be an interesting start to my live stream. One of these days, I will figure out how to prevent all these technical issues. But for now, I suppose it'll just have to be how it is. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started, and I am just double checking. Yeah, okay, it's going. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I'm a little bit unprepared. This time I haven't sketched it out or anything, so I'm gonna do that a little bit as I talk. I'm gonna have to move some stuff up though real quick. So, oh, why won't you go up? There we go. Move that up just so I can make sure I see the chat in case anyone stops by and says hello. So I'm going to be digitally painting Quistis Treppe today. And if people don't know, I have her picture here. This is the reference number 1. I didn't realize it was solo res. I have it on my preview over there. She's from Final Fantasy VIII, and that is a game that I loved the stuffing out of when I was younger. So I thought I wanted to do a painting of digital painting of a girl, because I've done guys in the past. So I thought it would be fun to do a girl for once. I'm getting lost in my thoughts. So I'm going to start by sketching her out, and I will I'm not going to follow. This is actually what I'm going to try. I'll show you another reference. This is kind of what I'm going to try to draw her in this sort of profile view, even though she's drawn in that one, and I'm going to be doing painting. Hello, copyright free. How are you doing? Thank you for showing up. I was still talking to myself for a while. I was wondering if anyone could come, so it's good to see that there's confirmation that it's not private, because I had it private for a while. I always try to make it private and then public, and then it all gets messed up. I have terrible luck with technology. Hello, Yuli Toys Review, and hello, Everything for Children. I hope everyone's having a great weekend. I have it's been really, really hot here. So I have some hot tea here, which is probably not the best companion for a drink, but I'll make it work. And hello, Mexicano 11. I'm taking a quick sip. I was playing around with my OBS trying to figure out how to mute it and take a quick sip in the middle of a sentence. And I had a friend who was like, yeah, you just add it to the hotkeys. And I did that, and it's sort of like for a half a second it gets a little bit quieter and then it gets loud again, so I think OBS just hates me. But I'll keep working on it, and I'm gonna beat these technical issues one of these days. Don't you doubt me. I will overcome them. Hello everyone. Everyone's putting so many cheerful little emojis in and stuff. Yeah, for a minute I was worried that I was still private. So the beginning of this live stream is probably pretty special. So much confusion and stuff. Yeah, so I'm just going to sketch in a face here. I was going to try to do it before, but it was getting kind of late. I thought I should start this because it's 11:56 where I am, AM, so almost noon. And I will be... you know, last time I went till like 3 and I was hungry. So I'll start a little bit earlier, then I won't have to worry so much about the time going so late. I don't know. I feel a little bit mentally unprepared too. I don't know why lately I've been drawing that ear end before I draw in the rest of the face. It's like a weird thing I do. So I've lost my reference. Let me get this. I move things around off screen for myself and then I lose them. So I wanted to make sure I could see the chat. Mexicano 11 is Batman. Oh no, the secret identity has been broken. Now we all know. Do you have like a nice fancy bat cave? Well, okay, now my thing is Don't do this to me. It's frozen. Okay, there it goes. Oh, I have the worst luck with technology. I still have that issue where I can't upload a like preview icon or whatever it is, thumbnail, and I don't know what the deal is, but it comes up with like some kind of J something something error. And I have to go into Firefox because I'm in Safari usually, which I'm not like a huge fan of Firefox, but Chrome eats my RAM, so I usually use Safari. But now I don't know what I'm doing. I'm gonna have to go to Firefox just to upload the thumbnails, and that's becoming fun. Kind of annoying because I like to sign out afterwards. I'm not signed in on 2 browsers. That's just my own weird thing. This is why I have problems with technology. I don't understand it. I should embrace it. I should accept it and just use all the browsers I want. So it's raining where Mexicano is. Yeah, I wish it would rain. It actually rained the other night for a while, and I woke up and there were mud puddles, and I was like, that is amazing. Because it hasn't been raining too much this year where I live. I think this eye is way too far over. Move it over. That's the beauty of doing this on a digital computer as opposed to an analog computer. I guess they did have some of the original computers were analog, like the ones that manufactured clothing for women. Was that the first computer? It might have been. I might be making that up too, though. Hard to say. I wouldn't learn your history facts from me. I'm no Wikipedia. But yeah, I've lost track of what I was saying. Yeah, so today I'm doing Quistis, who, if anyone doesn't know, I already showed her picture. She's like this blonde character from a game called Final Fantasy VIII. And I loved the stuffing of that game when I was little. So I was just trying to think of a character, and I thought she would be kind of a fun one to do because there's a little bit more freedom about, like, you know, like there's no real set to how she would look realistically because she's kind of in the olden days rendered time. So I'm just going to sort of sketch in the sketch isn't going to be too faithful to how the final painting will look. There'll be some changes and stuff. The sketch is mostly just for me to get kind of all the placement right of the eyes and the nose and until it all looks right. So I'm going to take another quick drink. I don't know why I can't Is it working now? I don't know why I had little X's over the sound in my OBS. Maybe it did it freeze. I'll give it a second and see if it changes in chat now. I wonder what the last thing that was heard was. See, this is why I have problems with OBS. It was mad at me for trying to learn how to mute it earlier, so I decided to mute it totally. Yeah, I guess I'll put on my headphones real quick. So there'll be a little delay in the drawing while I check my live stream and see if it's going. Let me see. Okay, I hear it now. So sorry about that. I have the technical difficulties. I used to be pretty good at computers, and then I think I don't know why it would mute it on its own. That was very strange. Very strange indeed. I had to, it was like little X's over the audio thing. So what am I doing? I'm trying to draw her nose. What am I doing? I'm trying to draw her nose a little bit differently. I think I want it more from this perspective. So I'm going to put it in real quick like this before so it's a little bit more head on before I move on to the painting part. Thank you, Luli Toys, for letting me know. That must have been very strange. I wonder if, because I had to kind of, I don't know why I did that. I'll have to make sure it keeps doing that. This is a very special nose I've drawn for her. It's okay. It's just for placement. I'll probably just shrink it and move on. And just get to the, I want to get to the painting before I sit here and I agonize too much over the drawings for too long. One last thing I'm going to do, I'm going to move her eyes down just a touch. Trying to get these placements in and move her, give her head a little bit of a cog view. Hello, King Sunny Art. I'm doing okay. I'm having some fun technical issues. Maybe not so fun, but yeah. My audio was cutting out, so hopefully that's not going to happen again. Otherwise than that, I'm doing pretty good. I hope you're doing good. Everyone's enjoying their weekend. Taking another quick sip. No one will ever know except for the fact I feel compelled to announce it. I was worried because when I was doing my test, live stream, I had to like think while I'm typing there. It wasn't the screen wasn't showing up, and I was like, does that mean the screen's not going to show up? But then it just started showing up. I don't know why these things are just the way they are. I need to become like confident and knowledgeable in all things technical. So yeah, I'm going to change that a little bit, and we're going to, I'm just changing the background, so maybe it's a little bit too dark. I'll change the background to a little bit lighter. I think it's better. I'm gonna have my dog barking now because I think someone's here. Well, hopefully that won't be bothering anybody. I think he's stopped now. I was worried my dog earlier, he hadn't gone to the bathroom. He had gone number 1, but not number 2. So I kept taking him out. I'm like, don't you want to do your business? He finally did. He was trolling me because he sensed that I wanted to start my live stream. And he's like, no, I'm going to take my time. Little silly dog. So I'm going to get this going now. This might be kind of a bright color. Let's make it a little bit yellower. And I was very unprepared. Usually I try to get this all planned out. But, you know, sometimes it's fun to do things on the sly. While we're on the fly, maybe it's the fly. Maybe it's the sly fly. There's probably very sly flies out there. I don't know. They must probably have different lives than regular flies. I don't know what I'm talking about. It's the Desiree, or Miss Art Garden is crazy hour. That's every hour though. Okay, so I'm just going to put in all her base colors, and we'll just see the shape of her face. I might want to change this eventually because I think her chin or her cheek might need to go out. But we'll put her hair in and see what it looks like with it like that first. So we're going to give her kind of platinum-ish blonde hair. So maybe this for the base. It's a little bit lighter than I usually go, but we will see how it goes, as we can all do. Hi, RR Fine Art, how are you? I always am curious of what time it is when people come on for them. Yeah, I'm just trying to draw, just trying to paint kind of on the fly today. It should be interesting how it turns out. Sometimes it's fun, even if you kind of fail to just try things. You're doing fine? Hopefully you're having a nice weekend. It's a nice summer, kind of the last of summer here weekend for me. I think some kids might have already started school, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I've seen a lot of like back to school videos in my feed and stuff. I remember the days. But my sister and I would over prepare. I'd always want like a bunch of notebooks, even though I didn't need them. I'd be like, you have to buy me more notebooks, Mom. I was like a notebook hoarder. I don't know why. And then I never used them. And to this day, I still have like a ton of those like packs of 10 notebooks in my room. I don't know. From school, from like high school, and I never used them. I'm like, well, I'll use them now. They just sit, taking up space. I don't know. I don't have anything else to put there anyway, so I can stay, I guess, my notebook home. Just like the little cheap spiral runs that I think she got. They went during the school like sale at Target. They would sell them like 10 for $1, and I'd be like, I need them all. Taking another quick sip. I better double check and make sure the little X isn't on the audio. Nope. So hopefully everyone can still hear. Yeah, she looks very like I'm trying to think. Her sketch was not the most flattering. We'll try to give her a little bit better of a painting than the sketch. Give her a little bit of justice. Because I think part of it is just her eyes. So now I'm gonna start doing the shadows and highlights. So let me see. For the skin, I always get I have a hard time with the skin tones. Sometimes I get like too dark. Your character in the photo reference looks a little angry. Yeah, yeah, I think so. She was a teacher actually in the game, and I think they were all supposed to be like really young. Like when I first played it, I was 13. I was like, all these people are so cool. And then like later, I was like, they were like 17. I think she was a teacher, so she was probably just annoyed by everyone. Yeah, it's a video game. If I haven't said that recently. And she was a character, and she was like a teacher, and then she went on like a mission. So she was probably really annoyed at having to deal with her students outside of class. If I was a teacher, I'd be like, I don't want to deal with them outside of class. I'm just going to start placing in those shadows, just kind of sketching in where they might be. I probably will end up shrinking her chin there, so I'll probably just put it in like that. Nothing too fancy, and then under her lips will be a shadow, and then I guess the light source will come from this way. This way. You can't see that. It'll come from the left of the drawing, hopefully. The shadows, I don't know what I'm talking about. I was gonna have it try to kind of match this, but maybe not. We'll find out. Maybe I'll do multiple light sources and it'll look a little bit strange. We'll have to just keep going and work through it and find out how it is. Give her a little bit on the T-square there, and we'll give her nose some shadow. And I guess we'll have it like, the shadows over here mostly. I feel like that's how it's going now. And so then she'll have a little bit of shadow over here too, and a little bit over here. I don't know what I'm doing with this hair. I probably should have done it all on a separate layer, but it will mostly be on a separate layer in a little bit, because I think it comes in a little bit too far here, but maybe it'll work. Yeah, so I'm just making a mess of shadows. I'll clean them up after I've kind of decided what I like, where I like it. It's the usual way of life. make this eye really dark, and this eye, the eyes are always the darkest part with the most shadows. And let's add a little crease there, and maybe put a little bit under. I'm going to actually start moving the sketch opacity down so that the painting can kind of take a life form of its own. I don't want to draw the sketch. I do that all the time. I'm gonna duplicate and create another clipping mask as I go. And I'll just start drawing in these darker shadows under her nose. There'll be one over here and a little tiny bit one over here. I do this a lot when I'm doing my Let's Paints. I go over here and over here and over here, and then I'm like, I'll just speed through that. It's hard to know what to keep in and what to keep out. So just have that kind of line established. And we're going to keep working on her shadows. I think I might have like a little bit of backlight over here, because I know there's this dark shadow here in the reference, but then there's like a little bit of backlight look to it, maybe. Or maybe I'm imagining it. Maybe I just like blacklight. I'm trying to justify it. It's possible. So I'll just put some shadows under the hair and a little bit over here. I'm not really sure how I'm going to tackle this ear. I'll just put a little bit of like shadow mark here. Never really sure. Okay, I think she's starting to come alive a little bit more. I'm going to shrink up her chin here with this line. And I might have to do a little bit of precision erasing later. But I think that's starting to look okay. Her lips maybe are a different shape. Oh. Yeah, so when I was a kid, I really was more into video games. Now I'm not so much, mostly because the cost. It's so expensive. I think my sister and I were going to get a PlayStation 4 or 3 or something, and they were way above our pay grade, and that was kind of the last one I had was PlayStation 2. Yeah, you can ask RR Fine Art. I'm an old lady. I'm 31. Which is like in YouTube age, like Asian, probably. I don't know. Someone once told me that I shouldn't ever reveal my age, because then I'll lose like sympathy from people. They'll be like, you're too old. Or not sympathy, but I don't know, interest. But I don't know, I don't want to be dishonest. Besides the fact I never show my face. But that's kind of for other reasons. I don't really have a camera set up or anything. I don't want to make her too strange lips. I think I might actually want to move those in a bit. So I'll just do a quick little move in. And move these over. So I select it, I feather it by about 15, and then you can move it without it looking like it has a hard edge. And I think I'm almost at the place where I'm just going to take that sketch away. I think it's confusing me more than it's helping me at this point. I know if I didn't really get the eyes in, maybe I'll do a quick little thing here and kind of mark where I had those eyes placed in, although I might end up moving them in the end. Let's see. I think that looks okay. And let's give her hair a little bit of detail so it's not so strange. Like so creepily extra blondie. Like so. I've lost my, I hit the caps lock key. So that's why. So I do want her hair kind of looking like it's coming out this way. So we'll have a lot of shadows here. And then we'll put them kind of under here. And just a few little shadows to kind of establish the shades of the hair, and then I will probably do the rest of the hair on a new layer just because it's kind of easier for me. That's the one thing about digital art versus traditional art is the getting to have separate layers for things like the hair. I don't know how people with traditional art can manage it. It's a skill set that seems beyond my comprehension, because I always want to change things, and traditional art isn't so forgiving. But I guess what it is probably people are just a little bit more natural to begin with. They have just not natural, but practiced and skilled and technical, and I'm more about the let the computer help me fix it. I'm gonna shift real quick. And that little squeak on my chair, it's whenever I sit up, there's like a little plastic thing that snaps. I don't know why it does that. But I got the cheapest chair I got on Amazon, so it's not super surprising. Okay, and now we'll do some of the darker highlights on where they're gonna be, and then I'll start detailing in her face more. It's kind of fun to, like, I was a little bit worried without having a very good reference. I was gonna have a lot of strange, misshapen parts, but it's kind of fun and kind of freeing to just make it up, even if it doesn't look exactly perfect at the beginning. If you continue with live videos, you'll have much success because your voice is too... Oh, that's very nice. No, your English is great. I've never had a hard time understanding you. A lot of people's English, even if it's not perfect, I can almost always figure out what they mean, or I just ask them to clarify if I don't. But thank you. I'm glad my voice isn't grating or anything. I used to be really nervous when I started this, like that my audio or my voice was gonna be, I don't know. Like, you know, you don't like the sound of your own voice sometimes when you hear it in like recordings or whatever. You're like, do I really sound that deep? Google Translator. Yeah. Oh, is that what you use? Google Translator? Surely you can understand for the most part English, because you seem to understand it perfectly. I use Google Translator. Sometimes people will leave me comments. I get a lot of comments in Russian or Cyrillic or whatever the language is called, and I'm always like, I don't speak it, but I just translate it, and then I usually say "Strashiba" back, which is, I guess that's thank you in Russian. I'm happy for any comments, and you know, anyone wants to leave their comments in whatever language, it's fine. I don't mind. That's kind of the beauty of having Google Translate. It can help you figure all these things out. Sometimes I use it. Yeah. When I took Spanish, there was a website called freetranslation.com, and I would use that a lot to help me out. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. You do learn a lot just even from using the translations, unless you're just like translating a wall of text, and then I guess you don't. But am I American? Yes, I live in the Rocky Mountains, which is kind of the sort of just a little off from the west part, the western part of America. Kind of in the rural area is where I live. I guess I should make a new hair layer now. Oops. And give her some eyebrows. There's something about eyebrows. I never give anyone eyebrows. I don't really have her eyes totally set, so I'm just going to barely mark these in, and I can erase them later if they're wrong. I think it's nice to give her some eyebrows. I don't think I'll make her look so mean. Yeah, Rocky Mountain. So there's like this huge, is it? Oh, it's a bike brand. Yeah, I'm sure it's based off the Rocky Mountains. They go through Canada and the US and sneaking another drink there. They might go through Central America. I'd have to look on a map to be 100% sure. But yeah, that's where I live, the Rocky Mountains. They're very high. I live at 8,000 feet, which would be, I don't know how to do that in kilometers in my head. But it's pretty high up altitude-wise. So I live in the mountains. I'm gonna take a quick moment to clear my throat. I was hoping I could get that the mute function working, but I couldn't. So everyone will just have to hear my awkward slurping noises as I drink, and the clearing sound. I don't know. the noises. Yeah, so the Rocky Mountains, I'm sure there's a lot of Rocky Mountain brand name stuff. It's next to Utah. It's Colorado, which is next to Utah. So Utah is kind of, I'm trying to think on the map. Utah is to the west, and then Kansas is to the east, and then right below is New Mexico. I don't know if that helps put that into perspective. But yeah, that's kind of where I am. So it's closer to New Mexico than the one above me, which is is it Wyoming or Montana? I think it's Wyoming right above me. What's the big city near you? I live really far away from any like big cities. I guess the closest one would be Colorado Springs, which is actually by Denver, which would be the big, huge capital. Denver has like half the population of Colorado, so but I live pretty far down, a couple hours drive from that. It's the US is big. Sometimes I guess it's not like Australia where you have like 2 days drive from cities, but it's quite big. Oh, you know Denver? Yeah, I've been to Denver plenty of times. It's a little bit north of here. Denver Nuggets. Yeah, I don't really follow basketball, but I have been to maybe one game, and I'm more of a American football thing. So the Denver Broncos is more who I know. I don't know if anyone watches American football outside of America. Yeah, and Broncos. Oh, thank you, King Sunny Art. I'm just I'm winging it for now. I guess I should flip it and make sure she's not all lopsided. She is. I thought her face looked a little weird. I'll give her a little liquefy treatment here. When I go into liquefy, I watched back on my let me see, filter liquefy. I watched back on my stream and I don't think it shows up, so there's probably just like this weird moment where it's just nothing on the screen and then it changes all of a sudden. It's a bit strange. I don't know. I guess it's capturing just the window and not like all the extended programs or whatever. Extended filters and all the other things that it does. That's a little bit better. And we'll give her, switch her back. Keep working on that. Well, thank you, King Sunny Art. You prefer baseball, and I also Colorado Rockies. Yeah, there's Colorado Rockies. There might be the Red Sox. I don't know if they're still a thing. I know of the Red Sox, but I can't think of where they're from. They might just be from Denver. Baseball is, I think it's funner to play than watch. Some of it is I don't know all the rules, and I think it's harder to watch a game. I mean, a sport when you don't know the rules. I mean, not that baseball's super complicated, but yeah, you know, they have to keep it kind of a slower paced game for the sake of the pitchers. I am so amazed to watch those pitchers pitch sometimes at that speed. I don't know how they don't just blow out their muscles right then and there. It seems so difficult. Your preferred baseball team is Chicago White Sox. That's cool. I don't know if I've seen any of their games. I mean, just in general. I don't know a lot of Chicago teams. I think they have the Bears. You played baseball when you were a child? Oh, that's fun. See, that's really fun. I didn't play anything like that. I played, I can't think, wiffle ball? That might be the name of it. And I really liked bowling, but I never really got into baseball or softball or anything. I kind of wish I had, because I think it's a fun sport for kids to play. I'm going to work on her values now. Oops, I think of her. So let's turn this to overlay and just give her like a good old value blast so we can get some defining moments. Oh, I don't have this on a clipping mask. Whoops. So what position did you play in baseball? Like, what was your your title or whatever it's called. In Italy, it's little known this sport here, only soccer is. Oh, I see. Yeah, soccer is kind of the world sport. That's why I have to be careful when I say football. I have to say American football is what I mean, because I think some people will think I'm talking about soccer. But soccer there was the big FIFA recently, and I didn't even know if America had a team in that. It's not very big where I live. The soccer isn't. You don't like soccer? I don't dislike it. I guess I just never really rooted for any teams or anything. So I never had much interest in it. Let's see, I'm trying to give her some values here, and I might have just smeared some smudgy darkness on her face. I never know how dark to go with shadows, or like how saturated versus desaturated. So I just kind of, we'll wing these in. We can paint over them later. I want to get her face values a little bit darker, and just kind of give it, I think it's more interesting when it's not so same color. You don't like Italy? I've never been to Italy. There's someone I watch named like Frank Valchira. He's from Italy and he's visiting Italy now, and he's showing all the coasts. It seems really hot, which I don't know if I would be a huge fan of, because the heat gets to me a little bit more than cold. I mean, it's hard when it's cold and you're outside working and your hands they've like stopped working because it's so cold. But there's something about, you know, in the cold you come in, you warm up and you're okay again. And it plays with your mind a little bit, but hot, you just can't beat it sometimes. You're just in this constant state of being hot and you can't escape. And that's always been kind of something that I'm like, no. Hello, the Lanata. I have already forgotten, I'm sorry. I think it's Lanata, and if I'm pronouncing it wrong, you can tell me. How are you doing today, Lanata? I'm taking a quick drink of tea in between talking. Lynn, oh, she's gonna school me so I get it right. I'll just call you Lynn for now. I hear you sometimes say it on your videos, and I'm like, I'm gonna remember how to say that. I don't know what's wrong with me. For the longest time, I said washcloth instead of washcloth. I don't know why. There's no R's in that word. That was like as a kid, I would say that thing. I don't know. I'm a little bit of a strange one, I guess. We all are. Yeah, so I'm just doing this character from a game called Final Fantasy, and you can see that's kind of my reference, and I'm just kind of freeballing it and having fun today. We're talking a little bit about sports we like, and what tea. I just adore tea. I have this big bulk loose leaf chai tea that I bought a while back. I'm making my way through. It's probably the same one that I was having last time. I like teas that you can add cream to, like a British person, I guess. So, you know, black teas and stuff, flavored black teas. So I'm just working on this character. It's kind of freeing because I don't have to be super precise on getting her look right, because I can kind of make it up since she was never really rendered realistically, which I think it's kind of a fun project to try. I mean, I've done it before. So what kind of teas do you like to drink, Lanata? Or Lynn? Lynn? I'll just call you Lynn. Hound Cha. I don't know if I know that brand. I don't know if that's a brand or a type of tea. But I'm trying to get some... I'm trying to figure out the shape of eyes and exactly where her eyes look a little strange. I guess I should put in the whites of them. Sometimes I'm going to take the sponge and desaturate it maybe. See if it looks like okay with that shadow. but in like a white slash grayish look. She just looks even stranger. That's okay, we'll fix it. We'll fix it. Give her, she's obviously got very blue eyes, so we'll just mark those in for now. Give her these, yeah, that's kind of a purple. Let's make it a little more blue just for later when we're detailing it in. And give her, I might have given her too big eyes. I often do that. She's got kind of the bug-eyed look. I kind of messed up the sketch, which kind of messes up the rest of it, but I can work on it until I'm happy with it. There's nothing wrong with that. I'll probably just go, does she have a little bit of derp eyes? I think I've messed them up. I'm going to go back and redo this one over here. See, it's a little bit, needs to be a little bit more over to the side, I think. There we go. So we'll start way over here. So like she's looking off to the side. And her, RR Fine Art pointed out in her reference image, she looks kind of I can't speak, cranky or grumpy or whatever. So I probably will give her a little bit of a softer look or a smile or something. We'll have to see when I get down there. Chinese tea. The Chinese people call the black tea that we all know hon cha, I hope. The red color has to like red. I lived 3 years in China and I love the jasmine green teas. Yeah, I like jasmine green tea. It's a good taste. Well, that's interesting about the Chinese green tea. I don't know a whole lot about Chinese tea other than the I'm trying to think if I've ever bought like Chinese kind of tea. I'm sure it's all somewhat similar. Oh, I've gone into the wrong menu. I'm going to filter, liquefy. And I don't know if this, I don't think it shows up in my live streams. I think I checked and it doesn't. So it's always kind of funny when I go in and then it just changes all of a sudden. But maybe it doesn't. I don't know. I was watching my live stream to try to find it earlier. Let's move that out like that. Just reshaping this eye a little bit. This one is messed up as well. I want it to come down but up. You will see in a second what I'm talking about. Does that look right? Let's put okay, and then I'm gonna flip it for my own sake. I think she's looking okay. She's a little bit same colory, no value changes. For now, her smile is like Mona Lisa. Yeah, I guess it is. She has really fat-looking bottom lip, which is a little silly, but I'll work on it. I don't want to give her the Kim Kardashian look on purpose. Give her a little bit. She does have big lips in the reference, but I don't know how crazy I'm going to go with them. I'll give her a nice dark shadow over here, just kind of establish that they're not super huge. Or they still look kind of huge, I know. I might have to move them up too as part of the issue. I'll just do a quick little merge, and then I'll do my usual trick where I feather it, and then I can move this up like this. I don't want to go too crazy. Maybe something like that. She did. I'm gonna shrink him a little bit so she doesn't have quite such strange looks. And then I think maybe I'll go back in and work on her. I'm trying to figure out like how much of a smile. Maybe I'll give her a little bit of a smile. It's nice when people are smiling. So I'll just kind of give her, even if it's just a little bit of an up mark like that. And then we'll have to give her a little tiny bit of shadow over on her cheek here where her muscles will be pulling in. So like, oh, I think we want a little bit more saturated. Like this. That's not at all what I want. I think I've gone too dark for her shadows. We'll just do like a little nice little shadow here where it'll be pulling her cheek in, and then I can refine that later to look right. So let's add some more shadows here. just gonna kind of keep building on the values because right now she looks a little bit strange. I think her eyes and everything need to be worked on, but I just keep going until I'm happy. I'm gonna work on her hair actually a little bit because I think it's getting a little bit left behind. I want to keep it a nice blonde color, but I also want to darken some of these shadows up a little bit. So let's yeah, just detail it in. The streaks. The fun thing about hair is you can be kind of choppy and messy at first as long as you're just building the values. And then you can go in. Maybe I just like being choppy and messy. Maybe that's just a me thing. But yeah, I'm gonna later on, probably this weekend, I guess either tonight or tomorrow, I'm gonna work on something for Lynn's kids. They like the movie Frozen, or one of them does. I can't remember which one likes the movie Frozen. So I was gonna do like an Elsa in real life look. So it's probably good. I'm doing some blonde hair now. I can practice for that. Be fun. I'm gonna make this even darker though, and bring this in and just give her some real dark areas for the hair. I think I've messed up. I've been looking, I'm giving her a middle part for some reason, when I'm supposed to be giving her this kind of part. That's a little better. And then I can come in and just fix this by reestablishing it. Should look like that. Just erase that little bit there, and then it's coming out now at the right part. A little bit more. There we go. And whoops, I just got rid of my colors. That's okay. I'll just pick some new ones. Let's pick a nice platinum blondish and go in there and give her some nice highlights, I think. Am I not in my brush? There we go. Hello, Denise. How are you? We're just doing a little bit of digital painting for fun today. We're given this character named Quistis kind of a realistic look. So I want some of her. Oh, I keep forgetting where I'm going to have my color. Well, it's okay to have a little bit over here. I'm going to have a lot of my highlights coming from this side though, so I want to get this side over here kind of highlighted, and maybe down here. And then of course it'd be bouncing off this side of her hair down here. You're doing good? That's great. We were talking about earlier, it was hot. And if we like the hot versus the cold. I think it's just a hot year. I've heard a lot of people from different countries saying it's a hot year for them there. I wonder if there's any countries out there where it's colder than it usually is right now. How long did this take me? I don't know how long I've been streaming. Let's see, I think I started about an hour ago, so this is about an hour in. It'll probably take me, I tend to go a little bit slower when I'm on these live streams, because I go kind of into this like beast mode when I'm drawing and quiet. So probably with the live stream it might take me a little bit longer, but usually it takes me about an hour and a half to 2 hours to finish these. So yeah, I think that looks good for her hair. I just am kind of, I don't know what the word is. It's not like ADD, but I just kind of switch around a lot and switch what I'm doing when I'm doing it. Oh, I'm sure you're great at painting. It takes a little bit, everyone's got their own style, and then it takes a little bit of practice. And I've seen some people who don't think they're any good, and I'm like, man, you're better than me, for sure. I think it's just all perspective. And sometimes people just kind of get down on themselves. Drawing, not painting. Oh, do you do drawing and not painting? Out of necessity, I've kind of kept up with both over the years, just because I've done a lot of like commercial work with my illustrations. But you know, it gets like stagnant after a while. You feel kind of bored with it all. So I think it's good to have, did I feather that? No. I was getting a hard edge there. Let me feather this before doing that. I think it gets a little bit stagnant, like to just draw all the time or just paint all the time. So I kind of try to mix it up. Try to keep it interesting and exciting. I'm trying to think. Her eyes are a little bit strange. Maybe I'll start detailing them in. I'm always a little worried if I detail them in and they look really weird, that I'll become like, it'll be like a Moby Dick situation where I'll be chasing the correction the rest of the fading, and I'll be distracted from the other things. But we can detail in a little bit some more. Give her that crease up here. Maybe we'll do it over here a little bit. And I want to give her her eyebrows too far down, or maybe her eyes are too far up. Trying to figure it out. Drawing. Yeah, I think drawing is a good hobby to get into. It's what in school, I would get really bored sometimes in the lectures, and I would just doodle in the margins as I took notes to try to help me out. And I was a good student. I got all A's and B's. It's not like I was slacking, but I think it's good to have something to kind of do when you're getting bored and you need like that extra push. I'm always curious how people get into drawing. Is it just a hobby, or did they want to pursue things like storytelling or like comics, or if they just wanted to do fine art? Or I'm always kind of curious like what the motivating push was, because it does take a lot of practice. It's kind of like learning an instrument. You do have to practice with it. Let's see if that looks a little better. I think so. Let's flip it. Yeah, she still has... I think it looks better. I need to just keep working on these shadows. I'm not crazy about how I did her nose. I might change it. Let's give it a little bit more of a like bulbous look. I always look for that word, bulbous. It's a funny word to me. I say it all the time when I talk about noses. I don't know why. So let's see. I don't want to go too crazy, but I do want her to have kind of more of a rounded nose. Oh, I think that's a nice correction. Go in and add some darker parts to it now to kind of re-establish what I want. A little bit of a nostril there, and we'll do one here as well. And we'll do a little dark area down here. I have this kind of just messily placed in. I suppose I should mark it in proper so her lips don't look quite so funny. We'll give her a little bit of highlight there, and then the shadow goes over here. And I'll just kind of work that in. That might be made it worse. Let's shrink that down a little bit so it's a little bit more natural looking. Just kind of do it by eye. Okay. I just go quiet for a minute because I like pause and I look. I should close my eyes and open them again and see what I think needs to be done. I'll give her a little highlight here. Actually, I'm going to go in with my color dodge tool and pick a blue. I think blue makes a good highlight for some reason. I don't know. I just, something my preference is, if you watch tutorials, a lot of people use like a pink, and I do too sometimes, but I think blue makes a nice highlight without it giving it too much of a strange pink color. So maybe she'd have some highlight here. Oops, I think I need to merge these because I probably have a little bit of space for my correction. Thank you, Lynn. Here we go. Over here. I really should just get like a key, like I'll write it down like a phonetic key to how to say your name, because I always feel so awful when I forget how you say it. I'm terrible at names. And let's give her a little bit of backlight over on this thing, so I'll just add that in back here as best I can. And her nose might be... I'll just keep going. I see it now. It looks a little bit strange. I think I made it too bulbous. I mean, she has kind of like over here, it looks a little bit like, I don't know, daintier. So, yeah. And then I think I've done enough blue, so now I'll do the pink color for it and go in like that and get some of these over here and over here. The dodge tool is the secret tool for lazy highlighting, I guess. I don't want to go too crazy and make her Mrs. Brightface here. And we'll go over with overlay and with a little black, and maybe I'll just try to work them in these corner areas, make them a little a little bit darker without destroying too much of it. And we'll do there. Okay, now I'm going to work on that nose just a tiny bit because I think I have gone a little bit overboard. So we'll liquefy it and put it up like this maybe. Just gonna give it a little bit more of a delicate look. Does it look a little more realistic? It's kind of strange because I'm trying to think where all the little minute shadows and details go, and it's hard without like a proper reference. So I guess I should next time I'll get one. She's happy now. Take another quick sip. I want to go with multiply too real quick and add in some let's see, shadows, but I want them to be somewhat what's the word I'm looking for? Saturated, not so like dull. I think it's values are always, they used to be like the hardest thing for me. Now I think it's actually texture that I struggle the most with. All my things look a little bit airbrushed, but I'm working on that part too. It's always good to have kind of these goals and these plans. I'm going to move her eyebrows up. I think her eyebrows look a little silly where they're placed right now, so I'm going to feather like this and move them a little bit up like that. I know they're not really put in, but for their placement. Let's see, I'm trying to think how I want to do. I guess I'll just keep going and see how it comes out. I'm going to give her a little tiny bit. Oh, am I still on multiply? I better turn it back to normal and turn my opacity up and give her a little bit of like a dimple, I think. And we'll have one over here too. Maybe just a little bit of one, a little hint of one, and then this needs to be shadowed a little better. Talk through these things. Maybe that's a little too much, but we'll just kind of blend it in the area so it doesn't look so out of place. And then we can reestablish the highlight that we lost. Yeah, I think that's okay. I'm trying to remember how much. I guess the light would be catching here because that's kind of where it sticks out. So maybe I'm doing that wrong. That's okay. Just keep working on it till it looks right. So I'll give her actually a little bit of a highlight there instead and work that in instead of the shadow. It's one or the other. Yeah, and then there'll probably be a little bit of shadow here where she's smiling, and definitely want to put some just around the nose area here. I'll be going in a little bit. I'm going to need this a little bit darker over here and then lighter. It's all a balancing act. I think I'm going to give her like there's always like a little light catch around the eyes there. And we'll do this one here. It'll be, probably have to work that in a bit. That'll make it a little bit, it looks a little strange now, but I'll be working them in. So hopefully they don't look so strange in the future. Take this little highlight. Yeah, I guess so. It's all just a guessing game. I should pretend like I know more exactly precisely what I'm doing, but it's a little bit of a guessing game. I think that's a little bit of a strange color. It looks kind of gray, so I'm going to boost that up a little bit, put that back in like that. She'll have this golden look instead. She's gotten a little bit more golden as I've gone along. Maybe it was too many blue highlights after I praised all the blue highlights. Yeah, we'll give her this color instead. I might go in later with the dodge tool and kind of make that work a little bit better. And then I'll just kind of blend this in a little bit more. So it's not quite such a hard line there at the shadow. Is that looking normal? I might just move on to the hair. Sometimes I like pause and then I go to the hair and then I go back and then I go to the hair, and It's just kind of my sane way to keep going without fixating too much. It looks a little too yellow. I think we'll go a little deeper red here and work it in. A little bit of red on her cheeks. Yeah, I think that looks okay. I'm gonna squeak my chair here as I scoot in. I usually sit on my legs, but then, as bad as that is for your knees, I guess. But then was I doing that all in the hair layer? Yep. That's okay, that's okay. I can move it down. I will select all of this. And then I will deselect any of the hair area, like the eyebrows. I do that a lot too. Lose track and then I do it on the hair layer. It doesn't really matter. A feather. And then I'm going to cut it and paste it in place. There we go. Now it's like it was always on that layer. And let me see. Do I want to work on let's work on her eyes a little bit. I think I'm gonna blow it up and just kind of try to get these detailed in a little bit more. They're pretty messy right now. Let me see here. I guess I'll just work on this shape. I think this is where I wanted this. Oops, I'm on color dodge. There we go. A little bit normal. Make sure my opacity's up a little bit. This is where I wanted the highlights to come in, and then there'll be a little bit shown here in the lid, the bottom lid, like that. And we'll do the same over here. Have this area and that'll come down, and then I've already kind of established a little bit of that highlight over there. And let me see here. Whoops, not what I want. Let's see. I think this needs to be in shadow over here, where I've got it mostly in highlight. Just try to figure out the shape of them. I want to give her nice looking eyes. As opposed to, I guess, bad looking eyes. Yeah. So this is probably way too bright. I should shade that in just a touch so it's not so like noticeable, or I guess badly noticeable. That might be what I'm looking for. And kind of work on this hair area here. Kind of blends in and goes over here. There'll be like a dark area down here where her lashes will eventually be. Kind of mark that in a little bit. And we'll do the same over here. We have that dark area. It's kind of smudged in as is. And there'll be one on the inner area. I'll just kind of barely place in here. Maybe a little bit stronger than I meant, but look a little weird. I think I've placed that in wrong. I'll go back in my history and fix that a little bit. So it's not quite, I don't want like the dark color. I want it to be sort of like a neutral color, I think. And then it'll meet up here. Over here in the corner of the eye, there's usually a highlight area here. And then, let's see, eventually we'll put some there and over here too. My brush choice, yeah, I mostly just use the hard round brush, which might be why I have so many problems with textures, but it's definitely the easier brush to use when you want to default anything. But thank you. Yeah, so I'm trying to think of the shape here. I guess that looks okay. I think I've brought this out. Yeah, Krita, I downloaded Krita because I thought I would do like a video where, like, sort of a challenge where I try to paint something in it, but for some reason it always crashes on my computer. My computer might just be a little bit old. I'm not sure, but I can't get it. I mean, it runs Photoshop, but it won't run Krita. So I just kind of had to put that on the back burner until I figured it out more. I think it would be nice to do some videos. I think I have Medibang too, which is kind of the go-to free one for a lot of people. It might be nice to do a video in there, in that program. But I'll have to see. yeah, so I'm gonna put that. There's like a highlighted area that usually shows up around here, I guess. And then of course her nostril will have a little bit of highlight. Throw those in while we're down here, why not? I've looked at like a tutorial on how to paint in Krita, and it does seem like an okay program for doing painting in, but it just doesn't like me. It won't work on my computer. I'm going to change her nose a little bit. I'm going to bring this up, select it, feather, and warp it up a little bit more. Maybe like that. That looks a little bit more. I've lost my reference. It's over there. I think that looks a little bit more like the reference. So then let's do this eye color that was just kind of blotched in there. Let's make a nice dark iris area here. And this is probably going to be very unnatural looking color. What color does blue eyes usually look like? Probably not this. That's okay. We'll just have fun with it. It's a fantasy drawing anyways. Just get that rounded shape in. And I probably went a little bit wrong there. I'll fix it. And then we'll do the same over here. I think I'm probably going to bring that in. So let me just bring this over here like this. And I'm going to zoom this out as soon as I blotch out some of this extra color. And make sure that the placement is still okay. It's hard sometimes when you're zoomed in to see the placement. When I do my speed paintings, I try not to zoom in at all because it kind of makes the viewer kind of nauseous to have it zoom in, zoom out, zoom in, zoom out. I think that looks okay. Let's flip it horizontally while I do a quick shift in my chair. Yeah, I think this one eye is like very open and this one is a little bit squinty. So I'll have to work on that a little bit with my old liquify friend. I don't know whether, I think I'll make this one down just a little bit just to match the intensity. And maybe bring it up a little tiny bit here. Like that. A lot with shadows and lights. This is your best work, more realistic. Oh, thank you. Hopefully I'm always getting better. I don't know, maybe it's realistic because I haven't used a reference to copies. I've just made up my own rules. Yeah, if anyone hasn't seen RR Fine Arts work, they're much they're much more technical and they can really nail in the likeness of characters. So if you want to see some of that work, you should definitely check it out. I think I shout out to you every time you come on. Yeah, okay. I think we'll stick with that for her eyes. We'll go in here and start working on getting some shadows and highlights around this area. And we'll give her a nice pupil. She's a teacher, she needs her pupils. That's a pun. I have a lot of dad jokes for some reason. Okay, do those look good for her pupils? Hopefully. The previous was men. Yeah, I tend, now she is beautiful. She's better. Yeah, I am definitely better at drawing women than men and painting women than men. I don't know why. It might be, maybe it's a gender thing. Like, because I'm a woman, I'm more familiar with, like, the, I don't know, the details of women. Or maybe that's just me being crazy. I don't know. I have noticed that I struggle more with men. Like, especially if I'm drawing them without a reference. I'm always constantly changing how I draw men too. Like, women have been pretty consistent over the last couple years. But when I draw a guy, I'm always kind of messing around with how I draw the eyelids and the eyelids, the jaw and stuff. I just keep taking sips of this tea. It's now cold. I'm usually pretty fast at drinking my tea, but it's, you know, when I'm talking, I don't want to just like be slurping at every word. So let's get in some darker shadows. It's better than previous women drawings. Oh, thank you. I'm always looking to improve, so it's nice to hear that. This eye, maybe it's a little bit misshapen. We'll bring it in a little bit like that. And this, they like are missing some of their shapes. You know how I think this needs to be moved in. I'm gonna do a quick liquefy, and then I'll move on from that. Let's see. Let's blow it up. This is not manga style, but realistic. Yeah, my digital paintings I do try to make realistic, and then when I draw, I guess it's like a manga style. I think that's better. That looks better to me. I don't want to like overwork these eyes, which is something I've done a lot. The overwork curse. Except I do want to move this one in real quick with the liquefy. Oh, I'm so indecisive. Move that in just a touch like that. Okay. And I guess I should detail her eyes a little bit. I'm gonna give her a nice darker, I never really do the irises properly, so we'll try to give her some real nice eyes in this one this time. Give her this dark iris here and over here. The like ring around the iris is always kind of darker than the rest of the eye, almost like an outline. And then I want to freeze some of this. It's looking a little bit wrong colory. Eyes are like golf balls in the skull entrance. Yeah. I think this one might be a little bigger than the other, so she's got different size golf balls. It's fine. I can fix it real quick with just a little tiny touch up. Feather, and then move it in just a little bit. Maybe those match a little better. Hello, Giggle Giggles. How are you today? Just having a little fun drawing a little, oops, that's a little too orange. A little fun drawing this, digitally drawing some, or painting I guess is the word. It's a little grotesque, but it makes the idea, yeah. Like golf balls in the skull. When you have to study anatomy, you always have to look at like the weird muscles and stuff. And it's kind of interesting. It's a good way to look at it. As golf balls that move around and have like a 3D look. I'm doing good, Giggles. I'm just having a few technical issues earlier, but I think everything's going smoother now. I guess I don't want to do color dodge quite yet. I'm gonna stick to this. Giving her eyes some nice details. I think I'm gonna make my brush a little harder when I draw these in. You studied anatomy? I haven't studied it scientifically, just for drawing purposes and stuff. Although my mother was a nurse, so I was exposed to quite a few anatomy books in my day. It's good, I think, to know a little bit of anatomy. I'm just gonna kind of add this in for texture, and I think that looks good. I want to add some highlights. I don't think I quite nailed the eye color, but I think it'll be okay now. Add some of these in. Give her eyes a little bit of interest. For massage therapy. Oh! I had to work with cadavers. Oh no. Oh, that would be rough. You'd have to really mentally prepare yourself, I think. But it's good, because then you really know the body. Oh, it was awful, I bet. I bet I didn't want to say anything, but I don't know. I would have been a little squeamish, I think. I don't know. It's just hard, I think, especially when it's a stranger and you don't know them and you're looking at that. A little bit of a mind trick to get over. But, it's good to know those I know that surgeons have to work a lot with cadavers. I was pregnant at the time too. Oh no. I wish I dropped out. Oh. Well, do you still wish you drop out like now, or do you mean like at the time you had wished you had dropped out? Has it like scarred you? I think it would definitely be something that you don't think back on fondly. Let's see, I'm just gonna add a little bit of, I want to get like a wet look here, a little bit here. I don't know if that looks, I think I won't do it with the dodge tool. Let's zoom out and see. I guess her eyes, they look a little bit, a little bit strange. They need their highlight. Well, I'll add that, and then it won't be so strange looking. The smell was so bad. I wish I dropped out. I don't do massage therapy now, but I still have the student loan. Oh, that's terrible. Was the danger Dracula? The smell was probably somewhat whatever they use. I don't know if they use formaldehyde anymore, but whatever they use to preserve the body. There is it's when you die, there's some kind of gas. This is a strange topic, I guess. When you die, there's some kind of gas your body immediately releases, as far as I know. So like cadaver dogs work off of knowing that smell really well. I don't know if that's also a weird highlight. I guess it's okay. I was trying to go for like reflection. Yeah, so when you die, you release that, I think right away. It's just like, you know, some kind of decomposing gas. And that's probably partly what you were smelling. Not pleasant. I'm sorry you had to smell it. I'm sorry you have to still pay your loans off. That's the worst. I've mostly paid, I mean, I don't have a lot of debts from college because my parents helped me out, but I didn't really get I don't really have a position. I'm not in a good position to get a job right now, so my debts come from other reasons. But yeah. So that's why I'm doing this YouTube thing, for fun and for stress relief, and it is nice. I've met a lot of nice people. And people are very kind on YouTube. I was a little bit worried that people would be meaner to me. Because there's been other places like on the web that you go. So do you do something else now other than massage therapy? I think it would be a fun career, but I agree I would not want to, I don't know, maybe I wouldn't want to go around and like touch dead bodies, or not dead bodies. Hopefully they were alive customers. But just like go around and have to touch like sweaty people all the time, that might be kind of weird. Nice in theory, but then like you get down to it, people can smell and stuff. Stay at home mom. Oh, that's really nice. That's great for the kid. They get to build that relationship and have a nice, secure, you know, time at home. Put this, I'm trying to think of where, I don't know if I want the wrinkle here, the wrinkle here. I think I'm gonna put it here. I guess it doesn't really matter when I'm just kind of making it up here. I should watch like more makeup tutorials. Maybe that'll help me with getting the eyes down better. I did it for a little while and it's so nasty. Not everyone showers. Oh, that would be hard. You come in and the smell of unwashed hair is not pleasant. I worked as a cashier for a while back, and there was a homeless guy. Well, there were a couple homeless guys that would come in, and there was one, and it was a little bit of, I don't know, I felt really bad for him. But it is hard to not react when you get hit with that smell. But it's disgusting when you get their dead skin. Oh no. Yeah, I did the eyes. I want to make sure I did them before something happened, like my internet cut out or anything this time. So I usually wait pretty late into my drawing to do the eyes, and I'm not sure why. I guess I kind of worry about them. I'm gonna add a few more shadows. I think that maybe they look a little bit too bright right now. I don't want to go overshadow like I've sometimes done either. You have a few down here too. Oops, maybe that's a little too much now. And then we'll give her some lashes too, because I think, let me look at this. Yeah, she's got some makeup on, some lashes. So we'll go ahead and put those in. Oh, thank you, Uli. It's always kind of fun, I think, to do the eyes. They're kind of the funner thing to do. Although you can really mess them up, and then it kind of ruins the drawing. But I was always told when you know, practicing portrait drawing, if you can get the eyes, then the rest is, then you'll get the likeness down. If you can get those eyes, everything else can be forgiven, I guess. It's sort of the same. I probably should have detailed in the eyes a little bit more before I did these lashes, but it's okay. Maybe we'll keep this at a very unrefined stage, just for the sake of this. Put in a couple eyelashes here, smudge in some makeup. She's wearing eyeliner. And we'll put some in over here. I guess we want some curving up like this, maybe. Just trying to figure it out, maybe like that. And then over here we'll have them go out a little bit in the traditional way. I hardly ever add lashes either. I'm kind of lazy with that. Tales of the Crypt. Oh, I remember that show. And then I had the skeleton guy, and he kind of talked like this. That's a terrible impression. But yeah, it might have been a book series before a show. I don't know. Hopefully she doesn't have Tales of the Crypt. Okay, let's check and see if these eyes look... I think we need to go in with the liquify tool real quick, and then they'll look pretty even. There's just this one needs to be moved over a bit this way, I think. And then down to match. That looks a little better. My terrible impression of the Crypt Keeper guy. Okay, let's see. And now I guess I should feature in the rest of her features. Because her nose and her mouth look a little bit... She looks kind of strange, I think. Let's give her a real nice dark nostril area here. And then we'll work on these, get these shaded in. Give her a little highlight over here. Yeah, I remember that Tales of the Crypt show, and like the funny horror. I don't think it was supposed to be funny, like, but I always kind of laughed. My sister was into those kind of scary shows more than me. But give that a little bit of a blend. I think I want maybe to give her a little bit of a bridge bend. I go back to this liquify tool a lot. This is why I'm terrible at painting. I haven't painted in a while. Traditionally, I mean. Let's see here if I think we'll just yeah, let's work on the lips. The eyes are stunning. Oh, hello, Kiss My Art. How are you today? It's so nice to see everyone. Yeah, I worked on my eyes more than I usually do. And I think they might be a little bit they're outshining some of the other features now. So I gotta work on her lips and her nose and stuff. Let's see. Give her a nice seam to the lips here. Make it actually a little black for a few spots. Get that developed. And we were gonna give her a smile, I think. A little bit of one. I wish I had like a reference of a smiling woman, because there's like a shadow thing that comes in like this, but I'm not 100% sure how to put it in, so I'll just do my best if it doesn't look great. Tales of the Crypt. Oh yeah, it was Stephen King. Yeah, I know what you're talking about now. Or unless it was... Who's the guy that did Goosebumps? That was something I used to read. I used to like... They had a Goosebumps show, I think, on like Nickelodeon or something back in the day too. They were silly. I'm going to make her top lip a little bigger because right now I've got it. Her bottom lip looks a little big. I guess I should make these a little more saturated so she doesn't have the dreaded dead-lipped look. R.L. Stein, that's right, that's right. Hello, Kyla. It's good to see you. I'm gonna shift in my chair real quick. Yeah, R.L. Stein. Those were funny books. I mean, they were scary when you were little, but as an adult, you're like, yeah, that's pretty funny. I like that. I think I know what I've just realized what I've done with her nose is I never added that little bend of a shadow, the like triangular shaped shadow. There, we'll put that in. That might look a little bit more better. So did you read Goosebumps, Kayla? I guess if you know the author, you might have. I think I might still have mine. The books I used to read were Goosebumps and the Babysitter's Club, and then when it came out, the Harry Potter books. I'm trying to think of what else I read as like a kid. Oh, I really liked an author named Gail Carson Levine, and she wrote like Ella Enchanted, and I can't remember the names of the other ones. I've read a bunch of them, but yeah, you did back then. It's fun to read those kind of books. Let's see. I think I need to give her top lip a little bit of color. I'm never sure. Like, let me look at the reference again. Yeah, I guess she's kind of got like a lipstick look to her. Let's add this in like this. Maybe I'll just put some overlay over it. I go a little bit of cheatsies. Give her that stick look that way, and then I'll blend it in. Yeah, that's the beauty of the internet. I mean, the internet, the Photoshop. So you get to cheat a little bit. I think I'm gonna get a little bit of color here. I mean, a little bit of highlight here. Let's kind of define that. Yeah, I think that's good. Then we'll go in and redefine some of that black that she had. I always, when I'm drawing the lips, I try to give them that triangular look. I should do some studies on lips. I always say that. I should do some studies on eyes. I should do some studies on lips. I should do some studies on the ears. I really do sometimes go through tutorials. Sometimes I'll go through like a whole tutorial binge and I'll watch like a ton of them all in one day. I haven't done that in a while. Let's see, I'm gonna put a little bit of highlights in there too. Color dodge is a great cheat. Yes, color dodge, multiply, and overlay. I don't think I even use, maybe I use color burn a little bit. Take a quick drink there. I don't think I use any of the other ones. Those are like my favorites. Let's see, I want a little bit of shadow here. Right now her eyes look a little bit strange to me, like they're not shadowed enough, I guess. So I'm gonna add that shadow there, maybe that'll help. And I shrunk her nose earlier, and maybe I've shrunken it too much now. All these little things. Oh, hello! I'm gonna say this wrong. Payushar Box. How are you today? I say it quietly, and then hopefully it's not too butchered. I should have like Siri on here, and I'll be like, Siri, say the name for me. She's probably better at guessing. I don't actually know. Maybe she's not guessing how things are said. Something. Maybe this is getting a little off center. Let's add that down like that. Maybe. I'm just kind of guessing. I think her lips maybe. I'll just keep tweaking them. I'll just keep working on them. We'll go back to, no, I'm not gonna just keep relying on that dodge. What I want is like a little section where you can see the bottom of the lip, I think. So we'll add a highlight for that. And maybe that's too much. We'll take it back. We'll take it back. I've lost my defining crease mark. Add that in like that. Her lips look a little bit strange. I don't know what I've done to them. let's flip it. See if it sticks out to me. I think. Oh, okay. I think I get it. I'm gonna use the old liquefy tool and stretch them out a little bit. Here to the left. See if I can just move them out just a touch. And I think I'm gonna, while I'm here, I'm just gonna work on fixing that a little bit here. And maybe like that. I don't know. Her eyes look a little strange. Maybe that's better. Yeah, I think so. I'll flip it again. I'm gonna zoom out here. I think I'll work on her hair a bit and just kind of give my eyes a rest from looking at the face and stuff. I think I have this. Let me see here. If I undo this, did I shrink this a little bit? Yeah, I did. I'm gonna take an eraser with the 0 hardness and just kind of chisel away where I made that adjustment. Usually I take it off the clipping mask before I make those adjustments. That's okay. I'll take this a little bit in here. And I'll probably have to move her chin up too, I see now. Let's go ahead and just do that. Liquefy. I'm gonna work on her hair. Let's fix her chin. That's usually about how it goes for me. There we go. Oh, hello, Henry Hoover. Thank you very much. Just been having fun trying to make her kind of a realistic character. Let's see. I think I was gonna work on her eyebrows. I'm actually really, really bad at eyebrows for some reason. Maybe because I always forget to draw them in. Let's make it, I think we'll go fuzzy to begin with, and just kind of place them in like they're shadows, and then try to, she's got kind of these pointed up like here and then it goes down look. So I'll try to honor that a little bit. Maybe that's why she looks so severe too, I don't know. Oh, you're not late. I just randomly do this. I haven't really been setting a time or anything. Some of it because I get ready to do it and I'm like, oh no, something technical's gone wrong. When I first started streaming this in like a test, it wasn't showing the screen for a while, and then it just fixed itself, so I don't know, and then it muted for a while on its own, and then I looked at it and there were like little X's over the I don't know, the audio things in OBS, and I was like, I don't know if I did that like by accident or if it did that on its own. It's always kind of a guesswork on what I've done. I used to be better at computers and stuff. I just kind of got out of using new softwares and stuff. I think that's okay. I don't really want her eyebrow to be that pointed. And then we'll add some shadows under here. Are you having a good day, Henry Hoover ABC? I never know how much of people's names to say. Let's add a few shadows there, maybe not quite that far down. A few shadows here, and a few shadows under here. Just kind of lock those in there. Maybe her eyebrow is actually, I'm gonna try to just change it this way. Sorry, I have to clear my throat. I never got that mute to work intentionally. Feather. Yeah, I guess I already feathered it. And then warp. And I think I'm going to bring this over, because like technically the eyebrow should start like right at the corner of this eye here. And then give her a look a little bit more like that. I think that looks more right. It's all just kind of guesswork. And I think I need to, I'm going to do her hair. You inspire me. Oh, I'm listening. You watching and trying to color one of my books. Oh, that's very nice of you. I keep thinking I should do some like coloring book or just put out some like line art or something. I used to know someone whose kid really liked Winnie the Pooh. Nobody tell Disney, but I would I'd do like some little Winnie the Pooh sketches, and I'd let them color them, and it was kind of fun. But of course, nobody tell Disney. Yeah, is her nose out far enough? I think so. I'll add that little bit of shadow and then kind of shape it in there. Her eye still looks a little bit strange to me. I can't quite place it. Maybe this eye needs to go over a little bit. Let's just try move it over and see how we like it. That's the point, is to just have fun and try it out, I guess. Like this and like this. Does that look a little better? Maybe. Yeah, I think I like that. Let's flip it and see how we like it. Yes, and I think it also needs to go up actually a little bit. Let's see if I flip that. Let's flip it while it's... Oh, does it deselect it? Okay, I'll just reselect it and move it up a little bit more here. I think this part needs to be moved up too. Feather, and move it all up a little touch. And that seems to be maybe a little more matchy. I'll have to fix her nose if I do this though. I think it looks better though, so I'm gonna stick with it. I'll flip this over, work these shadows back in. Imagine Morphia is the one I am with now. Oh. Okay, Henry Hoover, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Hopefully it's shaping out to be a nice one. I think it's generally the weather's been pretty good, maybe not. It was supposed to rain here a little bit, hasn't yet. I was hoping for a little bit. I get tired of too much sun. I live in a very sunny place, and like I said, it's high up altitude wise, so it's a very intense sun. Trying to think here. Okay, I think since I've done that now, I probably have to move her mouth and her nose just a little bit. So we're going to feather this and move it up a little bit like that. Maybe over. Let's see. Yeah, I think that looks a little better. Yeah, I think we'll stick with that. It's fun to color in books. I used to have the like felt coloring posters, and I would I don't know if felt coloring is even still a thing, but yeah, I had fun coloring those when I was younger, and I'd put them up in my room and I'd be like, yeah, I colored that. My sister, she does a lot of those adult coloring books too. I don't know if I said, I thought my sister was coming to visit this weekend, and I had gotten my wires crossed. So she's coming next weekend, and she might she might come on the live stream. I don't know what she'll do other than maybe we'll play like a drawing game or something. But yeah, I'm not. She hasn't really committed to that, so she should express some interest in it. But yeah, I think that's okay. I think her face is beautiful. Oh, thank you. I'm gonna try one little thing with Liquify and see if I like it, and then I'm gonna go back to doing her hair, like I said I would do like 20 minutes ago. If I move that in, does that look a little bit more? Yeah, I know you guys can't see because I'm playing with the Liquify tool. I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna move the whole thing in to give it a little more sunken look. I'm just trying. There's something a little bit like flat about her face that I've done. I'm trying to work out mentally. Now I'm gonna go to her hair for a while and detail that in. And I think it's time to do the hair. Some of this maybe I'll erase some of this because it's a bit too much edginess, like a hard edge on the hair. So let's give it a soft edge and then paint over that soft edge. And we'll do the same here. And just so she doesn't look so strangely laid out. I think this will be good. So then I'm going to set my brush up higher to like 40% something. Maybe not quite that high. 30%. And then I'll just go in and add these. What is my hardness? This is all at 0. That's fine. I might go in under here and make like an underlayer because there's a little spot here where you can see. Maybe I'll make like a blonde look, and I'll put it just right back here behind her face. I'll have to work on that, distinguishing it, because it's gonna blend in a little bit to her hair now. And we'll just leave that there for now. She's a very beautiful one. Oh, I love the eye color. Yeah. I was giving the eyes a lot more detail than I usually do. I was saying when I do a lot of my speed paints, I don't zoom in because I think it makes the viewer kind of sick to see it zoom in, zoom out, zoom in, zoom out. So it's just giving it a little bit more detail and blown up detail. It's nice to do that. I guess I should just dedicate like a moment in the video. I was on the Clippy mask. I was like, why isn't it painting? Dedicate some more time to it in my videos. Just kind of paint some strands for the hair. I haven't really done a great job back here. Maybe we'll intentionally keep it a little bit fuzzy, like it's a what is that, depth of field? Might be the term I'm looking for. And I'll just kind of put that in like that for now, and maybe just erase those little hard edges. Relaxed respect to the reference. Oh. Huh. I'm gonna shift in my chair real quick. Yeah, let's keep moving this hair. Give her a couple strands here and here. we'll work those in. I don't actually like that. Oh, it's the eraser. I was like, why does it look so funny? This is what I want, like that. There we go. And yeah. I think the shadow over here should be more, so I'm going to take that good old multiply and do a little bit of a cheat. Blow up my brush and just kind of work in some shadowy look here. That looks a little better, maybe. I'm just trying to make her look not so flat now. I think I'm at the stage where I'm just doing the refinements. I guess I never drew in any kind of color. She's a little bit, I'm going to erase this too while I look at it. She's a little bit, maybe she's wearing like a, what's the word? Shoulderless, sleeveless jacket or something. We'll just kind of erase that for now. Maybe I'll come back to that. Okay, now I'll go back to the hair. Kind of work in some of these shadows. Yeah, I think the hair is fun, but it's a little meticulous too, so it's one of those things sometimes you have to kind of cheat at. Give her that little highlight and shadow V shape here. And we'll give it some over here. And maybe we'll zoom this in a little bit here. Like that. So then you can see her face. I think, now that I look at her cheek, this in the reference, see her cheek is, I guess it's not going to show, her cheek is sticking out a little bit more, and then in here, I wonder if I should fix that. Let me just do a quick little tweak and see if that'll help with the shape of her too. So just bring it in just a touch, maybe out just a touch. Let's see what that looks like. I like it more in theory, I think. Maybe if I just, let me change this part, the hair, so it's like her cheeks going out a little bit more here. How does that look? Yeah, maybe that's a little better. I don't know. I guess it doesn't have to be perfect. I'll just keep it as is. Yeah, I'll just draw some more of these detailed lines. I don't know how detailed I guess I've kind of, her port ear has been totally ignored here. Let's give her ear a little detail in. give that. It's just barely showing up here. And I know I'm on the hair layer, so maybe I shouldn't have done this on the hair layer, but that's okay. And we'll give her a little bit of highlight here and up here. And a little bit of dark shadow right here. That's just kind of a little bit of an eye, ear. I don't know. Maybe I should leave that to the lower levels. It's okay. Well, if I have to, I can always erase it. Yeah, I think I'll work on some more of these highlights now. For her hair, put some, I guess the highest highlights will be around this part of her hair. And a few, maybe back here, just kind of, I don't know what I'm doing back here. It's looking a little messy. I might have to come in and refine that a little bit more. I think it's okay. It's bath time. Oh, okay. I hope she has a nice bath. She has a kid. Like, I realized after I said that might sound kind of weird, but yeah, we'll have a few strands here. Let's just have like a few where it's like going out like that. I always think that looks kind of nice. Even if the rest of it's looking kind of like over here looks really kind of butchered. I need to work those in. We'll add a few strands. I wanted this hair area here is looking kind of funny too. It's all looking kind of funny. We'll maybe add a few highlights there. Work in a few here. There'll be a little bit of a refinement stage we'll need to do on these. And then maybe work on her eyebrows some more. I want to give her nicely shaped eyebrows. I also don't want to, like, I don't know, I'm always kind of worried about it. I guess that I'm going to overdo them and give her bushy eyebrows. Maybe we'll just kind of go in like this and like this. And she definitely needs a darker eyebrow over here. Look a little bit better, maybe. And while I'm at it, let's add a little bit of a shadow right where her hair is here. Maybe not that soft. And maybe a little bit more saturated. Like that. So there's like a little bit of, you know, a darker area. Have a good weekend, Des, and keep it up. Oh, thank you. Are you going now? Have a good, I guess it's night where you live, maybe? Enjoy your weekend regardless. Just randomly watched the first Shrek movie's beginning scene, and it's hilarious. Thanks to the All-Stars. Oh yeah, I like that. Where he's in the, like, porta potty and he's reading the book. I remember. How are you doing, Thunder Sword? Having a good day, hopefully. I'm gonna add a little bit of a shadow here, and then I'll kind of work it in. Because it's got a little bit of a sunken eye. I don't think I quite got her eyes. I mean, you don't want to, like, totally sink them in, but I don't think I got them enough in. Now that I'm looking at them, I'm gonna start doing that thing where, like, I obsess over little things. It's okay. I'll go back to the hair, and the hair is a mess. She's got a messy hair. I gotta fix it. I'm gonna blend it a little bit, and then I'll probably go in with the dodge tool and the multiply tool and just kind of reestablish all the little things. There we go. Something a little bit like that, and then we'll go in and reestablish some of those nicer ones. If this girl that you're drawing would be an animated series, your voice would be perfect. Oh, maybe. Hello everyone, Professor Quistis. I think it was Professor. Maybe it was teacher. She's from a video game actually called Final Fantasy VIII. It's kind of an old one. I was feeling a little nostalgic for it, and I was thinking I should draw a female character. I almost did, what's her name from the Black Panther? Is it T'Challa is the brother, and then I don't know, something like that for the sister. I almost did her, but I think I might do a speed paint with both of them because I recently saw the Black Panther for the first time. I'm always behind in movies, and I thought she would be fun. But then I guess I was feeling nostalgic, so I did Quistis. Plus I could be a little more free. I wouldn't have to be like, you know, so exact with her features. Since she's not like a real person. Is it Shuri? Yeah, maybe that's it. Is that? I thought it was like... No, maybe it was Shuri. Oh, thank you very much, Yuli Toys. I always have to cut myself off so I'm not like Yuli Toys Review. But I guess it's okay to say the whole name. Yeah, I think Shuri might be the one, the tech genius one that I kind of thought of as Q from the James Bond series. Okay, I'm gonna go now in with color dodge, and I might just do like a white. We'll put like a little bit of a yellow. Oh, enjoy your weekend. You too. I hope you have a great one. Let's see. I'm gonna maybe do this, and then I can be a little more free with these highlights. Add them right out here. Give it like a glow, like sun or something is coming over them. I'll give it a little bit here. Definitely some here. Give that a little bit of glow. That good old dodge tool. There's nothing better. Well, it's just certainly a nice tool. Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. Let's go back and fix up her lips. It's getting there. I think it's pretty close to acceptable. Let's see. I guess I'll stay on dodge tool and give her lips kind of a nice. I'll blow them up. I never blow them up when I'm doing the speed paintings. As I've probably said like 3 or 4 times now. Why not blow them up while I'm doing this? So give her lips a little bit of color and shine. Maybe she's got some lip gloss on. Let's give her, I want like a nice, maybe peach. I don't know if this will actually, I think it's just gonna go red. I'll go to normal. And maybe I'll come back with color dodge. Give her some of this peachy shine that I want. Maybe I'll do like a little bit more of a highlight here. And maybe a little bit here. Yeah. And then maybe here. I don't know. I'm making it up. It's fine. Let's give her some textured look, because, you know, lips tend to have that kind of like wrinkled look, especially puckered. So we'll give her a few of those little wrinkles while we're at it here. And we'll do some at the top here and some at the bottom. And then I'll go in and kind of detail them in or whatever. Take this peach color maybe and give her a little bit here and here. I don't know. Maybe this is turning out a little bit different than I wanted, but that's okay. We'll just keep going with it. I think part of it is just it looks a little too puckered right here, so I'll just get rid of that. Then it won't look so bad. Okay. And then we will go boost it up. Let's give her a nice highlight on the lips. So I guess we were kind of, oops, establishing that they'd be here and here. And just kind of put some dots in. Maybe one up here. This is all very fuzzy. Maybe I should detail this in a little bit. Whoops. A little bit more so it's not so randomly placed in. Oh, school here where I live starts on Monday. Thank God the first day is from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Then I got 4 Marvel movies. I can't remember if I told you, so I'll be watching them every weekend. Oh, that's really exciting. Was it your birthday, or when did you get them? I have a bunch that I'm behind in. I haven't even seen the Avengers Infinity War yet. I was going to see it in theaters, and then I didn't. It's hard to see movies where I'm from. So I usually just kind of have to wait till they come on Netflix and have at it then. Rent them on the DVD. Maybe I should do like a little bit of a highlight, kind of bring this in. Maybe that's too bright. Just kind of give that nose a little bit of characteristic, I guess. This one could be a little brighter. And we'll do one over here while we're at it. Is her lips looking right? They look a little strange to me, but maybe they're okay. Maybe I'm just being a little harsh on myself. I start to doubt. Yeah, I think those are probably good. Let's see. Maybe she needs a little bit. I guess I'll go to the filter. Those lips are good. Okay. I feel like I never really do like detailed work. I do like a lot of like speed through, rush throughs. I don't know if I made it better or worse. I think it made it worse. I think I'll skip that edit and I'll just come in and do a little bit here. This needs to come up maybe a little bit to match that out. And I've lost my highlight. That's okay. Yeah, I think I'll just push for some of the highlights and the shadows then. I think I'm okay with how this mostly is. Let's see, filter. What am I doing? No. Overlay is what I want. I want some overlay and just push, oh, not that color. That's the yellow blob. Let's push for a little red on her cheeks here. A little bit here. Oops, a little bit too much, and maybe on her nose. I think I just need to turn my opacity down. Going too much too fast. And give her a little bit on the forehead and the chin too. Just give her some color to her face. I don't know why that's so yellow. I guess it's okay. I think what I'm gonna do actually is just bump it up a little more. So it looks like it's on purpose. So she's got like a little bit of a cheekbone area there. Oh, I think what you might be put off is the left side of the Cupid's bow. Is it too... Yeah, I guess it's it's not really well defined. I could work on that. Because it's like smeared up. She's got a little bit of a strange shadow here that didn't quite get worked in right, so let's work on that too. And I want just a little bit... Am I on overlay? No, I'm still normal. Let's turn that up again. Let's turn my hardness up a little bit too and just put in a shadow here. Maybe that looks a little weird. Put it in like that. And then I do want to fix this. The easiest fix would simply just to be put a little highlight in there. I guess that's what I'll do. Yeah, a little bit of highlight. Maybe that's gone too much. And then I'll work that down so it's not so high up. Maybe that looks a little more even. Maybe I just need to work in this shadow now. I was just looking for something on the internet. Saw someone selling 4 Marvel movies for 10 euros, which is about $10. I told my mom my birthday is, I guess that's November 24th. Oh, hello, Lynn. Yeah, I think I'm just about finishing her up. I might work on giving her some texture. I still think this eye is a little bit strange, so maybe I'll do one more edit there to just get her a little bit more even-eyed. I can't quite place what I've done. Sometimes these things drive you nuts, and then like later on you figure them out when you come back and look at them. Has that made it worse or better? Let's look at it the other way. I guess it's fine. Yeah, I guess it's fine. I have so many self-doubts. I think I will just kind of put in some texture and detail, and that'll be about... I was kind of happy with this. I was a little bit nervous when I started that it might turn out a little weird, not having like a person just kind of drawing from experience of drawing people. But I think it's fun. It's nice to have a little bit of a community time too, with everyone coming by. I have a lot of fun. I still want to try in the future to possibly capture like an outside audio, and I could come in and have guests, and I would like to play like art games or something with the streams. I think that would be a lot of fun. I still want to do like the competitions. Yes, November 24th. Oh no, that's okay. I just want to. In America we always put you know, it reversed, so I always want to make sure I get it right when I'm reading it the European style. I'm talking about dates in case that's not obvious. Yeah. So then, let's see. I'll put this in like that. Maybe give her a little bit more shadow. Just pushing those shadows now. Push the shadows and highlights. I had an art teacher that said that a lot, so I'd probably repeat it by rote. Kind of work that in. Her hair. Oh, you like the hair? Yeah, I kind of gave up on this area, but I think it's fun. I might go back in and just go like for some really small hair things like that. Give her a little bit of personality. Her hair a little bit of personality. Something like that. Maybe I'm going too wild with it. I should refine it a little bit, I suppose. Let's add a little bit of color here, so this is all kind of samey over here. Just to give that a little streak, and then we'll refine some of these areas. Yeah, American dates are put differently. It's things like I didn't know about until I started going on the internet more. But yeah, it's you know, written usually like month, day, year. So, you know, my birthday would be 4 for April/9. I guess I shouldn't say my birthday. Maybe that's not something you're supposed to share. Take that off the live stream, YouTube. It's probably all over anyways. I won't say the year, even though I've given everyone my age, so it'll be pretty obvious. Yeah, it's a little bit different. I guess I should have used today's date as an example. We would say August 11th, 2018. So, you know, write it that way. 8/11/2018. Yeah, we have different systems here in America. We have the feet and inches. Earlier I was thinking there's like a little hummingbird. There's a bunch of hummingbirds where I am right now, and I put out feeders for them. And there's one that sits on this like decorative stained glass hummingbird thing. And I was like, oh, that's so cute. It's about it's like a little tiny hummingbird, and it sits on the beak of like this big 8-inch thing. And I was thinking, like, how weird would it be to try to convert that? But 8 inches is, you know, any American more or less would be able to be like, oh yeah, I know 8 inches. But it would be weird for other people. I think it's 2.54 centimeters per inch. So when I say 8 inches, let's see, that'd be like around 20-ish centimeters. But it must be weird hearing Americans say Fahrenheit and inches and stuff all the time, and having to try to figure out what that is. We learned both in school. The inches is just actually easier for me to think about. Yeah, my already doing stuff on hair again, a little bit. That's okay. I think that's. I think I'll call that good. If I keep going, maybe I'll refine it and post up some other time. But yeah, it's 2 o'clock here, so I think it's a good time for me to stop. Thank you everyone for coming for my live stream. Next week I might have my sister on, and maybe we'll play a game. I'm not 100% certain yet what's gonna happen. If she's not here, I'll probably just do some work on my comic, is what I've been kind of doing now. I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. I had a lot of fun talking with you guys. It was really nice getting to learn a little bit about each of you. So have a great weekend. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you in the next stream or the next video or whatever. And yeah, I love you, Lynn. Love everyone. Kisses everyone. Bye bye.